So, hello everybody. I am Bruno Bardies for International Reporters. And today we are very lucky. We have Maria Butina with us. And we are honored to have a talk with Maria. She's a young Federation of Russia State Douma deputy. We will do it in English. She's very fluent in English. About me, I am not used to talk in English very often, but I'm sure we will manage to understand each other. So Maria has been recently pushing for a new law, a new decree, creating this new ideological visa or share values visa. So we will talk about it. So first of all, Maria, thank you because it's a special day for you. So I told you I would like to tell you Douma because I know it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, bon anniversaire in French.
Спасибо.
Okay. And let's talk about it. Maria, let me know if I'm wrong about it. But as far as I understand, this share value visa that started last September, it is actually the Federation of Russia that understood that there are a lot of people in many Western countries that are not agree with the way their societies are going, with the spread of some neoliberal, destructive societal values. And for instance, the woke ideology, the LGBT ideology, its consequences, especially toward kids. So we see that those values are pushed by the legal authorities in these countries, and it infiltrates somehow every part of the society. So obviously, Russia doesn't want to go this way, and is like holding a hand and could propose to these people a new frame in Russia, like work-free, traditional values friendly, and it could permit these people to work and live in Russia for, I think, 3 months, and then it could become longer if you accept the Russian Federation values without any language test and legal system test. And maybe further, you could ask maybe for Russian residency or Russian citizenship. Am I right about it, Maria?
Actually, you're absolutely right, but let me explain a couple of things. So this shared value visa or spiritual asylum visa, depends how you call it, is a presidential decree 701 that was passed 2 months ago, well, a little more than 2 months. And yes, so any foreigner who shares traditional conservative values with Russia can apply for a visa, we just do a background check. No claims, other claims is needed. And you just, fill in a simple application form and you come to Russia for 3 months. You have 3 months to register and get the temporary residence that you can change in the future to the actual residency. And yes, for in a few years to apply for a citizenship. So the whole idea of the visa is for the what we call unfriendly countries, basically the Western countries that now are completely stuffed, I would say, filled with this neoliberal values, including LGBT for kids and anti-Christianity things. So Russia is the worst. We had to have this visa, and the president just saw how many people are interested to come to Russia to save their lives and save their families from this unlikable by them values that is forced in the schools. The number one reason why people come to Russia today is because not because of the jobs. No, these people have jobs, not because of the money. These people have money. They actually breed money to Russia. They just want their families to be in a normal environment, and they like conservative values. They know that Russia is multi-religious now, so you can, if you're Catholic, you can come. You will have a cathedral. We have multiple ones in different areas. If you're Orthodox, if you're Muslim, if you're Buddhist, and whatever faith you are, but if you're a conservative who thinks that the family is the priority, you can come to Russia, and by the next step, you're going to come to choose a region you'd like to go to area, and we give certain bonuses. We don't make any payments. There is no social payments monthly or something. No,
Okay.
but we have a lot of bonuses for people who want to move in, such as, for instance, if you want to do farming, there are companies that offer great jobs and even free housing. So many people have already chose this option, and maybe that's the day for you to come.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. Thank you. And maybe you talk about it like you want to promote family values, but are there any best applicant for this visa? I believe it could be a single person, a man or a woman, young or older, or are you just talking about family with kids? And what about retired people? And also, who is not welcome in Russia? I believe it is the ones that do not share these values.
Yeah, we don't discriminate people by age or by gender or by having or not having family. The number one reason for people to come to Russia should be the shared values. If you're conservative again, then you can come, and we don't limit people because they have not too big family or something. But the majority of people who actually do choose to come to Russia are people with three or more kids. That's I just visited recently two wonderful families, one from France. It's Fabrice Sorley. He has a family of nine kids now. He and his wonderful wife. And also a great example is Joseph Schutzman, who is an American, and he came here with their seven kids. Both families are happy and great to be in Russia. We just have had the move-ins from Canada that have also nine children. We had a Plato family from America who came here with seven children because they were under risk that their children will be taken because the government thought they have too many kids and they wanted homeschooling, and they were not allowed to have homeschooling. In Russia, it is allowed. It's a very simple process. You go to any school and you just fill simple application requesting homeschooling, and you can homeschool your kid and eventually come to the mature school and just pass certain tests, so we're sure that your kid is actually mastering the literacy level that we would like your kid to do. And we have great teachers here. Many foreigners, by the way, who moved in, they became teachers of Russian language, French language, German, and so on. And everybody finds a room. I mean, Russia is big, and it's a very good place. Depending upon what you'd like. If you want to live in the mountains, Russia is for you. If you want to live next to the sea, Russia is for you. If you would like to live next to the ocean, Russia is still for you. If you want more winter, snow for Christmas, oh boy, we're about to have snow for Christmas. That's a miracle. Well, Russia is for you again. So many people have already made this choice. It's about 3,500 people for the last 2 years. And these are only the people who came from Germany, the Baltic states, and Italy, believe it or not, is number 5 in the top countries that people move from to choose Russia as their new home. And those are very happy.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much for the answer, Maria. You said there are no social money in Russia for the people coming, and they will have to do their own way. But talking about these arrivals in Russia, for people, the problem could be for some of them mastering the Russian language. And I am wondering if there are any like programs or schools that could help these new residents to know about their new frame, the new legal system, and also a question about healthcare in Russia. Is it expensive, for instance?
All schools are free for people who move in, and for all the Russians and for the people who have residency in Russia. Wonderful schools are free of charge. You can, if you're a Russian citizen, if you eventually become, or your kids become Russian citizens, they even can go to the university for free, and nobody's going to charge you anything. The healthcare system is also free of charge, and we have a great healthcare system. Nobody would ever refuse you if you call an ambulance. Nobody will ever make you to pay
This
that you call an ambulance.
this is not your
Nobody's
city.
going to make you to wait in the line for months because you need a certain doctor. We don't have such thing. We have a great territory, wonderful country, and not so many people live here. And that means that everybody gets help, assistance, schooling for your children, and also tons of different possibilities like gym. When we have a special, tax cut for gym, for people who do go to the gym, actually, they can get a tax cut because we want people to be healthy, unlike, some Western countries to try to feed their people with their junk food. We do not. If you go in any grocery store, you will always find farm products. You can buy good food, you can prosper, you can be healthy. If you're a newcomer, you can actually register your own business. You can really create your business in Russia. We have so many possibilities. If your kids like to dance, or they sing well, or they just want to learn how to do so and so, it's also free. You can actually find a nice place next to your home where you can take your kid and for different classes in arts and whatever you'd like. I would also, if I would recommend to anyone to come to Russia, I would suggest to tour small towns about 5 to 15,000 people living in. They are very comfy to live in because you have everything just around, and a wonderful bakery and healthy food, and
Can you
and it's
give me
not too many cars.
an example of town? Sorry.
Well, I just came back yesterday from Gavrilov Posad. You can check it out. It's about 3 hours from Moscow in Ivanovskaya Oblast. It's a great place. They just renovated a lot of stuff from the library to the school, and the kindergarten is something. It's just a miracle. And I will release a video soon on my Telegram and X channel, and you just have a look. Another example is Dobrograd. It's about 2.5 hours from Moscow in Vladimirskaya Oblast. That's a brand new city built from scratch. Now we have 2,500 people living there, and it's growing every single day. They will have a speed train soon, 40 minutes to Moscow, and you are there. All the infrastructure, internet, they have a free economic zone, which means if you relocate your manufacturing there, the tax is zero. I mean, zero. I literally mean that. So the conditions are awesome, and many companies already did it. So you can actually come. We have regularly parties for the newcomers, and we talk to them and ask what if they have any bureaucratic issues. That happens, of course. So if you come in, I would strongly recommend to have an immigration lawyer, so you don't need to deal with papers. You can do it by yourself, no problem. But typically, people with big families, they prefer somebody that it costs nothing, almost nothing. I mean, that's just pennies, and all your paperwork is going to be done. But if you have any issues, I am always available on Telegram, on my X, on VK, whatever you prefer. It's very easy to contact me, and I'm happy to assist to solve any issues because I would make a slogan of Russia today, which is "We do care of you." We actually do.
Okay.
I know that nobody cares about people now, but we actually do care of you, and we want to hug you, and we want to welcome you, because we want all conservatives to come to the Salvation Ark, to the place where families are safe. That's what is Russia today.
Okay, thank you very much, Maria. It's a very good sentence for Russia for welcoming foreigners. We just talk about the ones that will come to Russia making a business. You talk about the advantages, the fiscal advantages, the tax advantages. But what about the ones like have conservative values and obviously not coming with financial assets and seeking works or incomes? I believe the average wage in Russia is lower than maybe in the USA or European Union. Um, but probably life is less expensive. What are the projections for these people? Does Russia looks for skilled professional? Um, yeah, what are the projections eventually?
Well, let me tell you, I just yesterday came through the city from Gavrilov Posad, and you will see again the video released. And I talked to the one, to a businessman. I actually looked at two. They all have dairy, like milk farms, a lot of cows, and
Oh,
a video of you. Are you here?
yeah, I'm back. Yeah,
Oh,
I think it's okay.
okay, I see the picture now. Okay, it was a little bear instead of you. But anyway, so I asked the guy who is the owner of the business how much do they pay just to a regular worker in the field. And he said, well, when it's not a high season, it's going to be about $1,000 or euros, depending on their exchange level. And on the high season during summer, it's 2,000 euros. And knowing that prices in Russia are three times lower than they are in Europe. How about that? Well, I don't know how much you guys earn per month. I mean, I don't, how much do you earn per month?
Uh,
I don't know. Isn't a comparable price
the
for what
average,
people, a person who works?
yeah, the average paid in France is maybe 1,500 euros or 2,000 euros a month.
Okay, so now you know that in Russia, it's about 2,000 euros a month for a person who just lives in a small town. It's not that, the top level job and who just works in the field, let's say a truck driver. That could be up to 2,000 and the three times lower prices and the free housing and all this free schooling. And I told you this 2000 taxes already excluded. So you get 2000 euros on your hands. That's nobody's going to cut anything. Like, I don't know what you just told me. Is it the money that you actually put in your pocket after all the insurance minuses and everything? We have all here included. So it will be a check for 2000 euros at your hands with the prices in the grocery three times lower, with all the schooling included, with all the insurance, your medical free included already, so you do not need to pay anything extra. This is just to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it sounds quite impressive, right?
Yes, of
Here's
course.
what I would suggest you to do, guys. If you're serious, if you consider in Russia to, oh, okay, don't move now. Come and see.
But
That's
visit,
not easy. I mean, that's not hard. You just book, and now you have options from Germany and France to do an online touristic visa. You just do online visa.
for
You come, you
free.
fly to Russia. You come to a grocery store. You talk to a person who is a owner of a business. If you're interested in the tour, you're welcome to contact me, and you just come and see. And I look, if I were a father of a family, I would never go blindly somewhere if somebody says, "Oh, you're gonna have all these bonuses." Well, I would come and see. So that's what we offer. Just
Yeah.
come and see. If you don't like it, tell the truth to the world.
Mm.
Tell that this is horrible, but
Yeah,
I just want you to see.
you are right, Maria. Regarding, I told you the average worker is paid like 1,500 euros, and regarding the price of energy in France, it's like 1 liter of gasoline for the car. It's probably 2 euros, 180, 2 euros. So
2 euros?
no, maybe
Well, in
170.
Russia, it's barely one. It's about 80 cents now.
Yeah, well,
2 euros?
no, 180,
No
180.
way.
Yeah, it's
Why it's as expensive as in Russia? And the average wage for just a worker is 2,000? I mean, are you sure, guys, you know the real stuff? You just come to Russia and see. I just stopped on a gas station, a wonderful gas station, by the way, because we have these gas stations everywhere, all modern cool. And I bought a donut, and a donut here costs 30 cents.
Okay.
30 cents. Well, 31 to be exact.
I like
31 cents for a fresh donut. How much do you guys charge for a donut in a gas
Yeah,
station?
it's a good question because I like donuts, and it's probably €2 for a donut.
I mean, when people, I had no clue. But when people started to write comments on my ex, I was like, what?
Yeah,
Like, are you serious?
yeah,
So the life in Europe is expensive, but the wages are lower.
yeah.
And because we're stuffed with stereotypes
Mhm.
of this wealthy thing around us.
Yeah.
Just don't trust to anyone. Don't trust me. Come
Yeah,
to
it's
Russia and
important that,
see.
yeah, you told that it's important that foreigners come first, maybe as a tourist, and see with their own eyes how is life in Russia, how is the price, how is the society. But now, quickly,
And Bruna, you're welcome, by the way.
yeah,
You're welcome
thank you.
yourself.
It's an idea. Thank you. I will. I have never been in Russia yet, but I would love to go. And
You'll be my guest.
okay, thank you. As a tourist, for sure, I want to go there. Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
And
And we have a blog tour coming. So just after our interview, just contact me. And if any of your fellow bloggers or journalists would like to do the same, we have a wonderful party for the Christmas Eve, Russian Orthodox Christmas Eve. And if you make it here to Russia, we can drive you from here and show you wonderful these little cities, and you can discover all the options. And guess what? We will not charge you for the tour. From Moscow, once you arrive, everything will be paid. If
what?
you're interested, go ahead.
Thank you. I am in, Maria. Thank you. But just a quick question about the conscription in Russia. You know, the military service. I believe it is compulsory from 18 years old to 30 years old. What about this new resident? Are there concern about it? And what about if you become a Russian citizen after 30 years old?
Well, first of all, if you're a newcomer, you would not become a Russian citizen before 6 years to come first. Second, nobody makes you to apply for Russian citizenship. And if you do not have Russian citizenship, nobody can force you to join any army. You don't need to resign your citizenship. We don't force you to go to serve in the army, to go to the special military operation. There is no such thing. If you hear something like that, that's a fake news. Okay? You just go ahead and don't trust me. Check Russian law. There is no such a thing. I know there are a lot of bots now spreading the fake information that Russia, once you come to Russia, they're going to take you to serve at the army. Well, we have enough professional people serving in the army, all right? We do not send foreigners on the front line. We just don't need to do so. And no one army would do so because we want people who fight because they want to fight. You don't want their people who will be running away because they never wanted to join the army. Like, are you serious? No, nobody forces people to go on the front line. That's stupid. It leads to any country to lose. So that just when you see the fake news, just use your own brain. Nobody wants to put foreigners on the front line against the will because you don't control them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Thank
makes
you.
sense, right?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Maybe a last question about the COVID crisis that we had to go through the last from 2020 to 24, let's say. And it's true that in many global West countries, a lot of citizens have been very upset, very shocked about the way the authorities treated them. A lot of restriction, but we cannot talk for 2 minutes, but strong propaganda of fear, censorship of information, mandates, health issues after the situation. And many people realize the authorities maybe are not really their friend. And there is a joke that the European Union is becoming a kind of Soviet Union, CCCP, with a kind of Soviet Pravda. So a lot of people upset in Western countries, and I'm curious about the situation in Russia at that time. Was it a more serenity in Russia, more freedom compared to the West?
All right. Most of their move-ins to Russia we had during the COVID years because we did not force mandatory vaccination. None. There was no law that would force people to take any vaccine mandatory. So a lot of people escaped Europe because they didn't want so somebody just injects something unproven into their bodies. This is the peak for people who moved in. We did not force. Okay, it's your choice. I
Yeah.
mean, I personally did the vaccine, the Sputnik 5. That's my choice. My family did it. That's my choice. If I don't want to do it, many people didn't do it. That's your choice. So I would leave it here because you don't need to explain more. So Russia never forced them. Nobody would stand next to your door like they did in Germany to actually put a shot, in you of the thing you even don't know what is inside. You don't want to do it, you don't do it. That's your right. You and your family is the priority and your responsibility. This is what conservative means, and this is why Russia welcomes people with a similar mindset.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's very interesting. And maybe it will open a projection for many people that had to endure this period. And last question, maybe, Maria, could you tell us what is the first step? The first step for someone interested, just go to the visit Russia and go to the consulate?
Yeah, just the consulate, or please find me on X, find me on Telegram. And
Okay.
if you need any additional information, and you, Bruno, please publish a link on my X, I would really appreciate. Just go here. We're developing now a brand new cool NGO and a website, so you can actually find all information place. It's developing, so now I will be answering to every single question that you ask because we do care of you. That's why. Okay.